Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Prince George here. Today we're taking a look at the 2023 Subaru WRX Sport, which is the mid-trim level in the ceramic white. This is the new body style WRX that debuted in 2022. 2023 is a carryover year, so you've got that new front end sitting on the new chassis, updated grille with those metallic gray wings, heading off into the smaller, more aggressively styled headlights. We've got that new fog light bezel area. New hood with a new hood scoop. Little wider, little shorter, and I have to say this is probably my favorite part of the new car design-wise. I absolutely love that new hood. That's a personal preference thing. Ceramic white is very, very white. No metallic, no pearl. It's snow white, we'll say. Sport being mid-level trim is the first trim level where you get those gray 18-inch metallic wheels with the Dunlop Sport Max GT 600 tires. Got that cladding around the wheel wells with functional vents. Mid-trim also gets the tilt and slide sunroof. And then of course the side profile. You've got that cladding along the bottom that leads into the cladding around the rear wheel well, and it really stands out on the white and the silver, the lighter colors. On the darker colors, it doesn't stand out as much, just like every Subaru in North America. Fuel doors on the passenger side. When I click lock, pin shoots out to lock it. When the driver door is unlocked, it's locked. And of course, premium fuel recommended. You can run it on regular, but you'll get the performance and the economy that you're wanting on premium. New rear end. The Sport has the lip spoiler. The entry level does not. The Sport and the Sport Tech both have the lip spoiler. Got that black strip between the tail lights. Quad tip exhaust. And you do have a functional vent there. I don't know if the camera's going to pick up the white in there, but it is a functional vent. Now, to access the trunk, I do have release on the key fob. I can do it from the trunk or I can do it from the driver's seat. Pops right up. This one came in, still haven't put the carpet mats in, front plate bracket should you want, but it's an absolutely massive amount of storage. There's a ton of storage. It's a sports car that's practical. It is a 60-40 split to fold those seats forward. I'll show you that on the inside. And underneath here, spare tire tools and our spare tire, and jack and our eye bolt for towing. So yes, in Canada here, we get the spare tire, which is nice. In the US, I understand that they only get the fix-a-flat kit, which is not as desirable. If you ever get trapped in your own trunk, we have a release handle. Glows in the dark. I did do a short about that. If you're going to be putting roof rails or crossbars on, these little doors flip up and they actually bolt in there, and you've got obviously two sets of them, and of course matches on the corresponding side. Second row. There's a lot of room in here. You've got good headroom, you've got good leg room. Got USB ports for charging, two of the 2.1 amps. Got a fold down armrest with integrated cup holders. And this is the premium cloth in the Sport. So this is upgraded cloth with the red contrast stitching. Fold them down, lift and fold. And there is a bit of a hump here, but for all intents and purposes, it's flat enough for most things to be carried in here. In the door, we've got soft touch materials, soft touch armrest, auto window, even for the back. We've got a bottle holder with storage. And we've got that little black piece of plastic there. That's what this silver bar latches into, and that's an extra safety side crash bar. So in the event of a side collision, it's supposed to reduce intrusion into the passenger cab. Being a proximity key, keys in my pocket, all I have to do is touch these lines and it locks it. I wait a second, put my hand in the handle, and it unlocks. Very, very easy, very, very convenient. Up front driver door card looks very similar to that of the second row. Soft touch, soft touch. Got a little bit more storage down here along with a bottle holder. Got window locks. All four windows are auto. Power mirror adjustment, and then we have our faux carbon fiber trim here. Sport is the first trim level where you get your power driver seat, including lumbar. And these bolsters are obviously a little bit more aggressive than those in the second row. Holds you in those corners really nicely when you're cornering at speed. Headrests are tiltable, adjustable, so you can change how close to the back of your head you'd like your headrest. On the inside, by the driver's left knee, we have the ability to open the trunk. We can turn off traction control, and then we have a scroll wheel for the brightness of the gauges. With it being push button start, you don't have to have your foot on the brake. Clutch has to be in. And just press it to start it. Steering wheel adjustment, bottom left here. And it's tilt and telescopic. So you can adjust how you like to drive depending how long your legs and arms are. D-shaped steering wheel, flat bottom, faux carbon fiber trim there. Left-hand side, we have our Bluetooth and audio controls. We can make and take calls, hang up calls, issue voice commands, switch from AM to FM to satellite to aux to USB, etc. Volume is on a toggle. We've got the ability to switch between presets. Down here, these arrows will cycle through our middle display there, which currently shows our boost gauge, fuel economy, how long you've had the car on versus how far you've traveled, what you're listening to, time, thermometer, which the time isn't right. Back to boost gauge. Right hand side of the steering wheel, we have our cruise control. Got our headlights and our fog light control. And it has the momentary safety switch, so it does default to auto. If you want to turn your headlights off, you actually have to turn them off and hold it for a second. Fog lights just on the collar. This has the race style turn signal where it doesn't actually stay clicked, it just goes back to center. You just have to tap it the other way to shut it off if you don't turn sharp enough. Right hand side, we've got our wipers. Sport is the first trim level that gets the 11.6-inch touchscreen. So that's from the two 7-inch screens you get in the base. And they've broken into 3 portions. Top portion, we've got what we're listening to. We've got gauges, which I can change around on them. And weather, which is part of the satellite radio trial. So on the WRXs, we make that change through settings. But there we go. Get some choice. Center display, main portion. Got radio, media, phone. Apps will be Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Those are wired connections. We've got access to the My Subaru app after the vehicle's registered in your name. Under settings, you can change a bunch of things. Audio, general, you can change some settings about the car itself. How sensitive the auto light sensor is, the welcome lighting, how long your defogger's on for. You can add additional shortcuts if there's a screen you're going to often. We do still have a volume and tuning knob on the left and right, physical. And the bottom portion is our climate control. So we have dual zone climate control. I can either use the gauge or the buttons, and it goes down in 0.5 degree increments, or I click and it brings them both up, and I can drag, I can click, I can sync it back together, I can control where I want my airflow, if I want AC on, if I want recirculation on. And this screen will disappear after X amount of time of no input, which is nice. You don't have to worry about exiting out of it when you're driving if you make an adjustment. Heated seats, 3 stages for both the driver and the passenger. Shuts it off. Big buttons for the fan strength. Really easy to use. We can turn off the blind spot detection, rear cross traffic alert, and that is in your side mirrors. They'll go orange on the corresponding side when someone's in your blind spot, or going to be in your blind spot on the corresponding side. It doesn't eliminate shoulder checking, but it's a great aid. And actually, speaking of that, visibility in this car, it's really nice. It's good visibility. Others, you can change warning volumes, and if you travel in the States, you can change it to miles, miles per hour, fuel economy to miles per gallon. Lots of adjustability there. Down below, 2 USBs and an aux. Got a 12 volt as well. This is rubberized, kind of device storage. Hopefully you don't have a device sliding around. That's kind of what the idea is. It is a 6-speed manual transmission in this one. Go to reverse, you collar up, over, and back. And you can confirm because the backup camera comes on. Shows the top of the bumper there so you have something to relate to. And as I turn those lines, or the wheel, those orange lines move, show you where you're going to end up if you keep your wheel turned that way. But yeah, 6-speed manual transmission, collar like that. It is really, it's nice to shift. Nice synthetic shift boot with the red contrast stitching. A little bit of storage, coin storage, cup holder storage. Armrest with a 12 volt outlet in there. There's a place to run cords out so you don't crush them if the armrest is down. This is my favorite feature in any vehicle. It's an auto dimming rear view mirror. So it's got a light sensor. And if someone's got their high beams on behind you, it dims. There's no switch to flick. It is great. One of my favorite features ever. Up top, SOS and concierge / roadside. That's part of the 3-year trial to the connected services you get with most new Subarus. SOS gets you help, that gets you roadside. Tilt and slide sunroof controls, map lights, manual shade, and it's the regular size sunroof. Of course, like all WRXs, headliner is black. I don't feel that it makes it feel claustrophobic in here at all. We've got our sunglasses storage, vanity light with mirror, and then I can pull it over to the side if the sun's directly to my left or right, so I'm not being blinded by that. And then, so long as I'm not moving, you just shut it off. Reminder, look in rear seat. Now, let's take a look under the hood. Hood release, trunk down here. And so this is the 2.4 liter turbocharged Boxer engine. Produces 271 horsepower. Got a lot of power in this car. So to open it, right hand side of the Subaru logo in, facing down, move from right to left, there you go. And it's just this piece right here. This is one of the few vehicles that still has hood struts. So 2.4 liter turbocharged Boxer engine, top mount intercooler. The scoop is functional. Goes in the scoop, comes down through here, passes through there. You end up with better combustion. Pretty much everything in yellow is what the average consumer is going to touch. Brake fluid, washer fluid, oil, coolant, dipstick, oil filter, easy access to the air filter as well, which is awesome. And then to close it, I just push down. I don't like putting it down and pushing on it. To me, it feels like I'm going to break it, dent it. I know that's probably not going to happen, but that's a personal preference thing. I'll give you guys another quick walk around of this car. If you haven't had a chance to drive one of these, I do recommend checking it out. They are a blast, especially with the 6-speed manual. Even here in our winters in Prince George, where we get a ton of snow, I haven't had anyone complain to me about issues getting stuck, anything like that. This all-wheel drive system, when paired with the manual transmission, is amazing. And of course, that is in the ceramic white. That's a quick look at the 2023 Subaru WRX Sport with the manual transmission. I'm Tyson, the Subaru specialist from Subaru Prince George. If you guys have any questions about this car, any of the cars in our lineup, any of the tech, please put them in the comments below. I'm always looking to answer you guys' questions and making new content. Thanks for watching. We'll talk soon.